Hello and welcome to Sorcery Jokers with special guests today on the YouTube channel, Lady Chris. Hello, hello.
Hello,
hello, hello. And of course, Gamer Guy, and unfortunately All-Star, who still can't do the intros.
Oh!
Oh,
I'm glad you're here, All-Star.
All-Star Prime. So this game came out today, just released, and it's a free copy provided by MangaGamer. So thank you, MangaGamer. But yeah, enough of that. All the information about it, just click show more below the video. Give you all the links and stuff. So let's just get into it. Woo! Who's doing the radio?
update.
What is it? M-E-G-H-A-N?
All-Star's doing the narration. Go, All-Star.
Wait, I'm doing the narration this time?
Go.
Beneath a square-cut city out of the sky, between buildings towering on all sides. Filling the space were clinging shadows of just sort you'd expect in a place with obstructed light.
This is an update on the fleeing suspect.
At twilight, when dusk rolled, a figure bled into the shadows as if it were right at home. Though the pair searching for this figure were paying due attention, they went right past him without noticing his presence. This wasn't because his appearance or because of their carelessness, but rather because he'd erased his very presence amidst the shadows with his breath. What was that?
Baited.
Oh, with his breath baited and his thoughts turned to the other world, making it unclear whether or not he were still human, so that it was only natural that they merely preserved him as a part of a gaping darkness.
Your mic's a little quiet, All-Star. You might want to bring it closer to your mouth or something. I don't know. Put her in that mouth of yours and gape your mouth.
Woo!
Therefore,
It's warm in here fast.
Therefore, it would be more appropriate to describe him as something like a shadow, or perhaps a reflection.
Discuss.
Is that better, though?
Whoa.
Yes,
On reflection. Whoa.
it is for me.
This reflection casually lent his eye and ears to his surroundings, not shuddering even once in the chill around him.
At 8:30 p.m., suspect thought to be part of the band of thieves threw off pursuit and fled at the intersection near the train station. Over.
It was the season of frost, countless tiny scars marred by the back of the hand held up against his chilled ear. It would be no exaggeration to say that those scars marked the path, the reflection he walked, his history carved into him.
Suspect fled the scene on foot, passing the gas station on 4th Street and entering a back alley, requesting support vehicle on site immediately.
A hissing breath. In an instant, his eyes glinted like a beast hunting prey. Those eyes could pierce even that which was invisible.
Suspect is a tall man in his 20s, possibly an outcast. He has dyed white hair and... coat red, up, respond. Yep. Hey.
Hi. That was awesome. Oh my god, I love that effect.
Can you hear the? Sorry, can you hear the audio on the game?
No,
Oh,
I cannot.
oh well, I can. So.
Was there any meaning in the single clench of his fist? There was, in fact, all that he had transpired. Yet the transition had been cut off before the corporate's features had been fully reported.
The audio's DLC for us.
The transmissions were sent by a special method, a method both understand and widely used by the population at large. Magic! These transmissions, specially fortified against monitoring and interference with, had extreme ease between the cutoff by the reflection.
Thunderchild. You need to hear that sound.
That's payback for your assumptions.
He spat thus while running fingers through his hair, which had lacked permanence since his birth,
Whoa.
showing no genuine concern for the matter. In the next instant, he fled into the night. The reflection may have been an entry for impossible in his dictionary, but the phrase common sense was certainly not among his pages. He was simply too far removed from the very concept of someone being pursued, as his pursuers' attempt to apprehend him weren't the least bit of his inconvenience.
Well.
He ran deeper and deeper into the alley.
Oh god.
He ran with a regular form, as if on a daily jog, breathing at a fixed, rhythmic pace. But with a foul smell reached his nose, his feet stomped. Black garbage bags, a plastic bin. The season did nothing to disguise the fishy odor of waste practically bursting from those bags.
Whoa. Whoa.
Going by the information he sniffed out, the reflection surmised the building he was behind housed a kitchen, and stepped up to its back door with a quiet composure.
Man. Let me through, like always.
Demonic patterns appear like a hologram on the black card he'd drawn just before arriving at the door. This was the first time the reflection had visited this place, the first time he touched this door, yet it opened up just like a magic trick.
Just doing a regular inspection. Please let me through. Appreciate it.
He moved through the confined kitchen with a fluid agility. As the reflection slipped through the building to the front exit like a leaf on the wind, it took some time for the workers in the kitchen to exchange glances and come up with the realization that he wasn't supposed to be there.
Much too heavy. No regard for the customer's health. Huh?
Allowing his impressions to slip out was one mistake. Paying no mind to the chief in his fit of anger over the missing plate of chicken. The reflection
Chef.
wiped away the sign.
Chef.
Reflection wiped away the sign of his respite from his lips.
It's the KFC.
At this point, the reflection had already completed his escape. He managed to make it to a place devoid of pursuers. Perhaps his only want, as he sought completely safely, was to parch his throat.
Oh, Jesus.
With quietly leisurely footfalls, he stepped out into the main street.
You're right there, Lady Chris. You need a break. You know, you're doing...
I'm doing great.
Okay.
Why?
I'm just trolling.
Okay.
Completely devoid of the hurry, nerves, or guilt of the one on the run, he looked like nothing more than an average passerby. Therefore, he made none of the sort of mistakes that would land him in any new trouble. In any drama he could encounter at this point would only be product of any encounter at this point would only be a product of coincidence or fate.
Ooh. I do like the effects.
Suddenly,
That's
a
probably
thunderous...
like... Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
All the effects, and that's probably the reason why it's got a high price, because it is actually a pretty high quality visual novel. So
Yeah,
It
that's what I
is,
said.
yes.
That's what I thought. Suddenly, a thunderous roar out of place of Quint Street made his footstop.
Feet stop.
The reflection should have been nothing but an average bystander, yet he stopped, unnaturally.
Meh.
The air and the space around him seemed slant.
It's not the only
Seemed
thing
to
see, it's
slant.
slant.
He should have had barely any presence, yet he now displayed an unusual concentration. He turned into the direction the sound had come from, glanced around a corner, and a few seconds later...
Transaction.
Ooh, Lady Chris, take it away.
So well written. Shit. Persistent little dimwit.
A man. Oh, it's a man.
It'll do.
A man on the run appeared, his long waving his long hair waving in the wind. He continued running around the corner without looking where he was going, instead looking behind him as if he was being chased by a ghost while irritated clucking his tongue.
Hey!
What?
Really, he wasn't watching where he was going at all. Upon noticing the reflection before him, the long-haired man quickly hit the brakes and managed to avoid a last-minute collision. He halted for a moment as if he was trying to decide between cursing and running.
You're in quite a hurry. Sick child waiting at home.
What's due? Out of my way, you're wasting my time.
I'll decide myself what it is to be.
Whatever, just...
Element response ringing. Wait, what? It went too fast.
Yeah. Element response rising, I think is what it said.
In the instant, a blazing fireball gazed their noses, burying itself into the ground far ahead of them.
Is this one me? Is that one you? Is that you? Or that is me?
Not
Hard
sure.
to tell.
You got long
That's
hair,
as far as
so-
you go. Oh, that's somebody new.
This one could be GGIAS.
You're not getting away so easily.
Ooh.
The asset scorched by the heat, easily surpassing its kindly point as a wall of blue flames loomed foolishly before them.
This will be a lot easier for you if you surrender quietly. You haven't been authorized to use that magic.
The boy's heart was still as water, yet his gaze completely free, a misgiving raging hotter than flames.
Nowhere to run. Huh.
Anyone who saw it would know that the boy's uniform signified the first national school for high school magic education, more commonly referred to as the Academy. Trapped by the walls of blue flame, the long-haired man reached out of the reflection, intending to take the convenient bystander hostage.
Huh?
However, the man who should have been there no longer was.
Bitch, that's magic. I'm gone.
Kitty go, kitty leave.
Yeah.
Nothing
Bye.
up his sleeve. The reflection was already walking toward the boy when he was grazed by that fireball. He really was just walking. Normally, when the fire erupts in one's vicinity, one would be unable to process the situation, shrinkingly away, dumbfounded terror. Normally, the fire flying one's way would make one panic, would make one flee screaming. One would either move fiercely or stop altogether. One of the two would be the typical reaction for a person. That's why he missed the reflection. He assumed he would still be beside him. That's how weak of an existence the reflection was.
How strange. I was just thinking how I should go help you.
Wait.
The boy gave his eyes a little rub as he realized that the bystander he thought had gotten involved. The reflection had gotten that close.
Always prepare an escape route. People can display unexpected strength when their retreat is cut off.
Huh?
amount to advice.
As he passed, the boy felt the reflection's gaze on his arm.
Oh.
Mmm.
I like his ring. Very nice.
Yeah, me too.
His ring. His magic license. He seemed to show a bit of interest in the device, which was emitting a warning.
Caution.
GG's.
That's like someone holding up an iPhone with the
It's
wrong
like a-
orientation. Ugh. Oh yeah.
The reflection turned his unaffected eyes to the distance and walked off, carrying himself like a specter and clearly not intending to see the scene through its conclusion.
I've been firing warning shots until now. The next one won't miss.
The boy's attention and unclouded gaze were focused solely on his opponent. A feverish conviction blindly converted his actions, the same heat as the flame he specialized in controlling.
We've made quite a scene. I assume Burst will be here anytime now. I'll have to make my stand here.
Having lost the other resource, the long-haired man took up a stance to begin drawing out his magic. Unlike the martial arts, which have standard forms depending on whether they emphasize offense, defense, or range, all magic users have a different stance. What's important is that the user feels they're in a position most suitable for their magic, something that just fits.
Whirlwind, unfettered and untamed.
Wow. The gusts he unleashed created blades of air pressure that rushed at the boy.
Well, don't hurt your GGIAS. Please. Oh.
Oh, I saw some blood.
Wind!
Oh, jeez.
Wow. The boy was stopped by a wall of wind with no way to avoid its invisible attacks. Countless guts grazed him before he could react.
Oh, come on now, he's fire. He feeds on wind.
Right? Seriously, that should be just stoking me up. I should be like, ah, ah. I'm sorry.
He's
Well,
young,
not-
he's still learning. Give him time. He'll figure it out.
While not very lethal on their own, the shadow cuts had to be blocked with his arms so as to avoid damage to more fatal areas like his eyes or neck, and the blood loss from the grazes would add up over time.
Okay, come on, how young is this kid? It must be hard for you to even keep your eyes open. I'll kill you just like this, taking my time to slice you to ribbons.
The man had lied.
Yeah, is this where it gets dark? Yeah, boys. I like this.
Yep.
Anyone level-headed would be able to figure out what the concerned rat's plan really was. Corner rat's plans really was. The long-haired man was on the run, and his time was limited. The little slices to draw the boy's attention while the man preparing for his fatal blow.
This is your last warning. Cease your resistance.
Poor GGIAS, you'll be missed.
I wonder who will stop resisting first.
Maybe I give up. Oh, I'm sorry.
The long-haired
Long
man.
hair quick.
The long-haired man focused his long-range attacks, bringing forth a new gust of unprepared accuracy. Like trees fell with an axe, the street lights to the right and left of the boy bent down toward him.
Game dev days. Sorry.
This only happened because you kept spouting all that naive shit. You had plenty of chances for a counterattack. He's right, kiddo. You gotta learn.
At the same moment, the long-haired man set in motion his trap. He took off like a bullet, challenging the boy. It would be simple for the boy to avoid the streetlights, But in that instant, the long-haired man could launch a point-blank attack of powerful magic. It's a reckless gamble, but one that's unexpectedly effective.
Great guns.
Rather than careful plans, simple tricks like these are much more effective.
Yes, sir.
The long-haired man was aware of how important it is to be defensive in a fight.
Decisive.
I told
That
you.
one's
The next
key.
one wouldn't miss.
However, that logic, it required the balance of power between them to be close to equal.
Burst into flames!
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Sir.
Concentrating his 5 senses to the palm of his hand and releasing it, that was the boy's most effective way to utilize his magic. A wave of heat erupted from the hand he slammed to the ground, warping the streetlights that threatened to crush him. The post bent like wires, falling down on the long-haired man who had been trying to take the boy's flank.
Oh, fuck.
He avoided them at the last moment, but unluckily for the long-haired man, he only dodged the after effect of the boy's attack. Noises he wasn't used to hearing, crushing, smashing, burning. Noises rushed past him. Blue flames drew welts behind them as they rushed through the concrete sea, as if an embodiment of the boy's conviction, as if melody of destruction.
Beautiful.
Completely stripping the well-paved road, the blue flames swarmed their way through the ground and brushed through the long-haired man's toes. Also, I'll be right back though.
Okay,
power.
Lady Chris, sorry.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
missed
I'll-
the duration, you know? That's cool.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
What were you saying? Me take over narration?
Yeah.
Okay. It was all too late for him. The flames flared up around the long-haired man as if to drown out his death cries and proudly did their work.
Ooh. That was pretty cool. The music's kind of loud for me anyway, so.
I bet that's adjustable.
Oh my god, it's GGIAS. That actually looks like, it really looks like FC.
Right, it does. Oh my god. Alright, do I get to be FC then?
yeah. Please.
You dumbass! How many times am I gonna have to tell you before you understand?
It's a natural thing for a father to soul. Oh, you're back now. You can have it back.
No, that's still not here, I don't think so.
Oh. It's a natural thing for a father to scold his son, and there are times when it could even be interpreted as an expression of love. That's why Dad reprimanded me in harsh, though quiet tones, even amidst all the sirens and watching eyes.
I wonder if there's a way to press H to no. Because normally you can press H and hide the HUD. But, oh, there we go, there's something.
Ah!
Quick save, yes. Just wanted to quickly, just turn the volume down a little bit there.
Sure.
Because I don't want it being too loud over your voices for the recording, so. Right, how do we get back? Right, there you go. I'm sorry, Dad. I'll apologise for my use of magic.
You could look a little bit more. You could look a little more sincere. If you're gonna apologize, at least try to look the part.
How quickly we
Both innocent children and proud politicians need to apologize honestly for doing wrong. That said, I didn't particularly like the idea of being criticized for my judgment. Sure, it was wrong to break the rules, but at the same time, I had been the only one around to make sure they weren't being followed.
Well, it's against the rules to use magic outside of the academy. The culprit left me no choice.
It's reckless to go up against a person with a gun empty-handed, and that goes double for an outcast without a ring. Depending on how you use it, magic can be far more dangerous than a gun, and that's why mages like us dutifully wear the rings administered to us by the government. Oh, that's creepy.
I know, students aren't penalized for use of magic in an emergency. Still, that's no excuse to poke your nose into this crap every time, is it?
It wasn't the first time we'd had an exchange like this, which is why Dad sighed in the same resigned way as he had last time.
I can't get over how it looks so much like FC.
It really does, too. Looks like FC trying to wear my clothes.
Yeah. People were in danger because of that outcast. Nobody else was around, so I was the only one who could have done something about him.
Of course I don't want to go out of the way to put myself in danger, but I just can't turn a blind eye to something happening right in front of me.
That stuff's our job. It's students' job to study. And come to think of it, you screwed up in class the other day and opened a hole in the wall around the academy, didn't you?
Huh?
Well,
And I don't believe I've been briefed on your last test.
I did fine. Yeah, fine.
You won't fool a detective if you can't even look him in the eye.
Suddenly the tables are turned. It's all because I tried cramming before the test by pulling an all-nighter, but was thoroughly defeated by sleepiness instead. How truly terrifying is this enemy of mine, the Sandman. Oh, hell yes. It was my responsibility to stand up for myself after losing that battle, but even I could tell how obviously I was avoiding meeting Dad's gaze.
Allstar's probably passed out for like lack of
Look
breath
at
or
me.
something. I am decapped in now.
As I uselessly racked my brain for reinforcements, help came from an unexpected outside source. Ooh. Who's gonna take you? Who's gonna take her?
It was already voiced, so.
Oh.
But in Japanese, so I guess we can just leave
we
her
can't hear it.
herself.
Kohirimaki? Wait, how? Whoa. Did I say that right?
That was
Yeah.
very close. Kohirimaki.
Kohirimaki. You
Yes.
done with the suspect?
Huh. I wish
Got
I
it.
could hear her.
Put out
Yeah.
the order for Burst to stand down, then. I'm gonna talk with the people in charge of the scene.
It'd probably be weird for the viewers because, like,
Yeah.
they're listening to us in English and then she's saying in Japanese. It's actually Japanese voice acting. Oh, anyway.
I think you can mute her if somebody
Yeah.
wants to voice her.
Do you want to voice her, Lady Chris? Or would that be
Nope.
something you'd?
Usually we would have All-Star actually do those roles, but
Yeah. Well, maybe when he gets back. Right, them two come in. So, oh, there you go. You're now.
oh, okay, yeah. All right, we're good.
Yes.
I'm just trying to figure out how do I save.
Yeah, I'm back for like 20. I'm back for like 20 minutes, but then after that I have to go.
Okay,
Crack it out.
I'll pay enough time.
We're gonna have a chat down at the station, Haruto. Stay here for a minute.
So I was saying to GS how that looked like FC All Star.
It really does. It does.
Right?
Sure thing. I'll call Hina and tell her we'll be home late. Oh, we can go home together, right?
Who knows? That'll depend on you.
That'll be no problem then. I'm used to police questioning.
Dumbass.
Dad turned around and approached an officer who was talking on a car radio. If it's anything like last time, we'll be leaving here in about 5 minutes.
Haruto-kun,
I know what I said to your father, but you really shouldn't do things like this. I tell you all the time, don't I?
Some reason, her audio was still voice volume. Voice. There. Done. Right, I hope that they'll shut up now. No, just...
Yep. That should do it.
trying to forgive me.
We don't even hear anything.
No, you won't, but I do.
No, but she would, and would in the video. Sorry.
Right. So, just save that. Does anybody else that like constantly save? Or... I'm sorry for all the trouble.
It's good for saving.
Yeah. Yumi Sensei, I really do regret having to disobey instructions.
I can't remember how many times I've heard you say that. I can't cover for you forever, you know? Maybe I'll make a mental note to dock you some marks.
I don't see how that follows. Abusing your authority like that isn't plain fair.
Not only a colleague of my dad's at Burst, the Bureau for Unregistered Magic Regulation and Suppressive Tactics, a kind of national police force, Yumi Sensei is also a powerful caster who teaches at the academy. Oh, fuck.
She also has a nice body. Sorry.
Yes. I'm indebted to her both publicly and privately, so she really has my respect.
You're an excellent student, so you should be able to hold your own against an average opponent. When up against a criminal, however, you have no idea what he'll do when cornered.
Whoa.
Whoa, what's that?
Always prepare an escape route. People can display unexpected strength and their retreat is cut off.
That's a memory. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Come to think of it, that passerby had said the same sort of thing. I was a bit busy at the time, so I hadn't paid him much attention, but it wasn't really the sort of thing you'd say to a complete stranger, was it? Well, no matter how much I ponder it, with my brain the only conclusion I'm going to be able to reach is, he was kind of a strange guy, wasn't he?
Harito-kun, are you listening to me?
I am. I won't forget your advice, Sensei.
Jeez, the next time you cause trouble, I'm gonna have your dad give you an earful about it, okay?
Understood.
Also, you're getting extra homework. I'm gonna do everything I can to make your life hell. So get ready, okay?
Oh, understood.
Okay. Oh.
As I watched Yumi Sensei walk over to where my dad was, I thought about how I'd probably still do the same thing if I found myself in the situation again.
Alright, all star, go.
Oh, I found my character. Hey! You there!
The voice was loud enough to reach my ears, even considering the noise around us.
I think I actually heard you in real life then, Patrick. Oh my god, all star, wow.
Fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm. When I turned around, I saw an unfamiliar girl sending an ardent look my way, glaring to tell it like it was.
Me?
I searched my memories, but still couldn't recall her face.
Sorry, I was just...
I looked around in a hurry, thinking I might have made an embarrassing mistake, but there was no one else in her line of sight.
Oh. You wouldn't happen to be angry at me, would you? I'm sorry, All-Star.
I continued my search as I spoke to her, determined to find her in my memories somewhere. Since she's wearing the academy uniform, I'm at least relatively certain she goes to school there with me. But no matter how far back I thought, I just couldn't place her. I was pretty sure she was upset about something, but she still hadn't followed up after her first sentence, so I had no way of knowing what it was.
What should I do?
While I was at a loss, the girl had taken something out of a small pouch on her waist. Oh. It was a notebook. She thrust it out in front of me so that I could see it. The clasp that was supposed to hold it shut was torn open. Oh.
It looks a little dirty and the clasp is coming off.
I couldn't say anything tactful and instead merely stated the situation as I saw it. When I did, the girl opened her mouth, which had been shut tight, sucked in a breath, and said,
I hope you meet with divine punishment. Divine punishment.
Damn. Divine punishment. Punishment by an existence transcending mankind, meted out for some sin committed. In other words, The wrath of God for observing her notebook was broken. Good work, me. I went over the phrase in my mind with no idea what she'd meant by the words, and by the time I realized it, she'd already left.
Wow.
I really broke her notebook, so I deserve that, because
Yeah.
I totally didn't. I'm sad panda.
So yeah, we're probably going to keep this going for about 21 minutes, if that's okay with everyone.
Yeah, I gotta
Cool.
go soon, so.
We end up the top, going around, and it
That'll
should
be-
actually end at perfectly an hour, so... Yeah.
Hmm?
Did I do something to her? Meh?
Should I go after her and try to figure out what she meant?
Ooh.
My dad called out from behind me while I was asking myself that.
I can't! Oh my god! It's fucking... Oh my god! It's
You can do it.
It's
Come on.
literally- It's like a carbon copy.
Hold on though. Hold on.
Anime FC.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hold everything up, but I gotta. Okay, there. I just had to get a snip of that so that I can send it to Etsy later. Naruto, we're ready. Let's go, huh? Something wrong?
I might meet with divine punishment, Dad. If that happens, I'm leaving Hina to you, okay?
Huh? What's this all about? Hurry up and get in the car.
Oh, God.
I couldn't get that girl out of my head, even while following my dad's instructions.
I couldn't get FC out of my head.
Right?
If God does punish me, I'm sure I'll deserve it. Since he'd be the one to decide that, I doubt he'd be wrong. Oh man, somebody doesn't know how religion works, huh?
Right? Oh, okay. Ooh, that's a nice house. We're back! Squiggly line.
We returned home after my questioning. Shortly after I sent that greeting into the living room, I heard the patter of light footsteps heading our way.
Oh my god, oh stop!
Oh my god! Oh yeah, this is me!
Do it!
It's Onichan! It's Daddy! Welcome home!
Hey, sorry, but could you hang this up for me?
Oh! Dad handed his jacket to Hina. Oh! And loosened his tie, heading into the living room.
You got in trouble with Daddy again, Onichan! You can't use your stuff, you know!
I guess this is where the incense. No.
Wow.
I'm sorry, Hina. I was planning on coming home early and helping you dinner, too.
It's okay, it's okay. You can leave everything at home to me. I'll be ready soon, so go wash your hands, okay, Onichan?
Gotcha. I'll make it up to you sometime, alright?
You don't need to worry about it.
See, this is why we normally have him for kills. Real voices.
An incident of unlawful magic was perpetrated by an outcast today in front of Agartha Central Station.
Huh?
While the surrounding buildings experienced minor damage, the incident fortunately left no casualties. In light of this, we may see increase in activity from anti-magic protesters.
Oh lord. Turning on the TV after dinner, we found the news reporting on today's incident.
So what was the culprit's motive anyway?
Do you think I can blab about that stuff under investigation to a civilian? It's nothing for you to worry about.
I guess so, but...
If you've got time to worry about that, come help me with my digestion.
Oh. I wasn't prepared at all, so the best
Neither
I
was
could
I.
do was to clutch the item thrown at me to my chest. The distinct scent of leather tickled my nose.
Wow,
Blah,
yeah.
That's not the verb I would use there, but okay. Some people aren't fond of this scent, but I don't mind it at all.
Alright, bring on.
It's a character. Stuck the baseball glove on my left hand, punched it once, then followed Dad outside. Yay, we're gonna play catch with Dad!
Is this like
Yeah.
an anime version of GGIAS who's like FC? Like he has the physical looks of FC, but it's GGIAS with like lots of kids and plays. But I don't know.
Right?
Yeah, it's just me. Oh my god. Raise your elbow more. You're gonna hurt it otherwise.
Like wait, like this? No.
Oh god. I tried to place my elbow higher when I threw the ball, like he'd said. When the ball left my fingers, it drew a gentle arc in the air and fell into Dad's glove.
That's good, just like that.
I only ever play catch with you though, so I don't think I'm gonna get hurt.
Don't underestimate elbow injuries. Once you get one, you're never going to fully recover.
Accurate, sir.
Yeah, that's why you had to stop playing and went through all that heartbreak. I know.
Oh, God.
But I'm not the ace of the team. Carrying his face on my shoulders.
Oh, rub it in. Damn.
I'm not even... Did you actually have an injury, GGIAS?
I got a bad back, but we won't get into any of that. When you were a catcher, that's not a good thing.
Nope. I like being active generally, and it doesn't bother me to keep my dad company like this. But I'm not such a dedicated son that I'd give up my whole youth to fulfill his long-abandoned dreams.
But GK, no! There was no such thing as magic. Maybe you'd be sweating your butt off on the diamond like I did.
Oh my god. Oh, not this again. Sure, I'm probably less interested in sports in general and more of a streamer, but I think that's kind of unrelated.
Athletes only get attention because they can pull off things most people can't. That is, most people would give up on running 100 meters in 9 seconds or hitting an out-of-the-park home run before they even tried.
Kitty!
People are excited to see others achieve things they could never do. But that was the world before people learned about magic. With it, you can do almost anything. Well, just because I'm a caster doesn't mean I can do everything. I can't hit an out-of-the-park home run, for instance. Right now, the best I could do would probably be throwing a fireball pitch. Inaccurate. I can maybe hit a target with a ball on a good day. But when you look back at just a few years ago, that's still an incredible accomplishment. It is. Naturally, I don't remember much about the impact magic had on society at the time, but I can easily guess that it was immeasurable. If you go out into town nowadays, it's not usual to see casters walking around wearing their rings. Household rice cookers and the like have magic functions too. To put it simply, people have gotten used to fairy tale magic they once thought only existed in fiction. People really can become accustomed to the most incredible things, which is something I'm more likely to be impressed by than an out-of-the-park home run.
What are you muttering about? Thinking about confusing things again?
Throw the ball here, come on! Hey, Dad. What did you think when you learned about magic?
What did I think? Oh, I was surprised at first, but when I saw it right in front of my eyes, I couldn't think anything other than, huh? Guess this is real after all.
That does sound just like GGIAS.
Right?
Oh, we got 3 viewers. Oh, okay then. Right, no. Don't you think you were just a bit too quick to accept it?
What else am I supposed to do? People around me really started using magic. All I could do was accept it.
Huh. Man, where have I heard that argument before? Damn.
But you still don't like magic, do you?
Well, unlike you, I'm a regular Joe who can hardly use any. Doesn't feel like all that much has changed for me.
Changed magic for streaming.
Oh, y'all don't want to hear what I changed
my
magic
workload.
for.
There's no end to the idiots who try to commit magic crimes after all.
How come the crime rate has increased?
Whether there's magic or not, people are going to break the rules. That's been true ever since the first law was written.
Yeah.
It's just that with magic, the hurdles for committing those crimes have been lowered. You know, it's not like I can't understand wanting to do something if you know other people can.
Like wanting to shoot if you had a gun?
Same concept. Suddenly gaining power will make you think you've gotten stronger yourself, and that'll make you want to cut loose.
Oh my god. Let's not talk about cutting things loose and short here. I guess it's no fun if you can't hit a home run, but you can't show it to anyone.
Bingo.
I don't think you're above it all, kid. You're sticking your nose into danger all the time. All the time amounts to the same thing.
I'm not like that though. I don't go out my way to do anything I don't have to. It's not like I think of myself as anything special. I don't want to go through anything scary, and I don't like pain. But if someone's in trouble, and I'm the only one who can help them, then I have to. That's just how I think.
Real life isn't fiction. Evil beats good every day, and something unjust is happening right now where you can't see it.
That doesn't make it okay.
But if I just turn a blind eye, I might as well be as bad as a criminal. I don't want to do that. I don't have the guts to stand back and let people be hurt.
What a stubborn brat. That doesn't give you the right to use magic and cause such a commotion. At least that's what I have to say, considering my position.
I know. I really tried not to use magic outside as much as possible. But I'll put a little more effort into it. I'd feel bad if you got in trouble because of me.
Don't worry about me getting in trouble. Well, maybe do, actually.
Good catch, good catch.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oni-chan! Daddy! I sliced an apple for you!
All-Star is now officially a lolly.
Hina stuck her head out of the window and waved at us.
Got it? Squiggly line. We'll be right there, squiggly line.
As I was taking off my glove, Dad thrust his hand out at me, the glove still on it. That squiggly is called a tilde.
Last pitch!
Last
Is it like
pitch,
kind of
Steve.
singing the words kind of thing?
He wound up and released the ball, but he put too much strength into it, and its trajectory veered off a little.
Well, there goes the fucking window.
Oh. I stretched out my arm right away. The ball slipped from my glove and hit the ground. Not quite the window.
Sorry. Put a little too much into that one.
Did you just trying to recapture his youth? No. I still should have been able to catch it. Guess I haven't been practicing enough. I'll never make it to the nationals at this rate.
With an exasperated chuckle, Dad walked up to me, holding his glove.
Naruto, I know I've said a lot, but I want you to remember this at least.
Life sucks and nothing good will ever happen. I'm sorry.
Life isn't like baseball, with a clear line drawn between fair and foul.
Oh, look, Kitty, you win.
To be honest, nobody knows for sure what's right and what's wrong. That's why all we can do is believe we've hit the ball and take off running. Don't forget that, alright?
Okay,
Oh my God. I don't think I really understood what Dad meant. I'm not sure Dad understood what Dad meant. But he went
Dad was high
inside
when he
after
said that, alright? Don't hold that against Dad.
And when I thought about Hina sitting in front of that apple waiting for us, whew, I couldn't spend more time thinking too deeply about it. That's fair. I'm a horrible person. I cocooned myself up in my blanket like a caterpillar.
Oh, balls.
In this season, the cold is harsh at night. It's not so bad when you're under the covers, but I'd wake up if I kicked my blanket off. It's accurate. Had it been about 10 minutes since I'd gotten into bed, it was about the time I should have been getting sleepy. When I emptied my head, all of a sudden I found myself remembering the events of the day. I studied like usual at the academy, but ran into an outcast on my way home.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, her again.
Come to think of it, what was the deal with that girl? Now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of feel like I saw her before that, but then again, I kind of don't. She was wearing the academy uniform, so maybe I just passed her by on campus. That sounds like it might be right, but then again, it kind of doesn't. I love the dream effects and the I tried pretty seriously to remember where I'd seen her. But any sense of purpose is powerless before the Sandman, and I knew it. And before I knew it, I'd fallen into deep slumber.
Meh.
Yeah, no, that's not my personal experience, but okay. I believe it is many people's personal experience.
About episode... Alright, this is apparently is episode jump. Okay, as you advance through the story, new scenes will become available. After the scene unlock notification, you will choose a new scene on the episode jump screen. The episode jump screen can be used any time. Moving to a new scene halfway through a different one will allow you to restart the stream, okay? And choose freely which part of the story is available. I'm guessing this game is going to be absolutely huge or something then.
Yeah, it's a long one.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
That's like the route of the game. Okay, I
So,
see.
playing through the
Oh.
story, yeah. So that means there's probably going to be choices and stuff, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Every choice matters.
Yeah, but on that note, I think this will be a good time to end it for this recording. I think I'd love to continue with you lot though. I think it's been really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for inviting me, Hidden Levels folks. Kitty.
Well, you're welcome here anytime.
You're one of us now. you can't say
One
no.
of us! One of us! One of us!
You're trapped.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yep.
Pretty much.
What are the gold stars here for?
They're already
What?
trapped.
Yeah, that was actually really fun.
Thank you so
I did like it. Enjoyed it.
Yes.
It really awesome.
Very
So,
much.
I got to stay on Nichan.
yeah. So, give this a thumbs up if you like. Give it a thumbs down if you. Well, don't give it a thumbs down. Don't be a dick. But.
I live mostly on Twitch. Have a YouTube channel, but I live on Twitch.
Plug your channel as well, Lady Chris. Go. Do it.
Oh, twitch.tv/Lady Chris, and you can find me on Twitter at ladychris42.
Yeah, boys.
Do it!
Do it. So yeah, I'd be up for continuing this in future episodes if you all want to do so.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Please.
So yeah, make sure to subscribe to and check out for when the future episode comes up, the episode 2 of Sorcery Jokers. And
There.
All Star makes one damn hell of a lolly.
Indeed.